That's true.
Yeah. See, also, years ago, my father got out of the hospital, and he was feeling very weak. This was like 1988.
And his name?
And his name, Professor George Simmons. And I remember my father was feeling very weak, and he didn't know what to do. So his friend sent him to Dr. Barbara Justice, and she looked at him and she said, all you can do is just pray.
And wait.
And wait to die. So what happened was a few of my father's friends took him to see Dr. Sebi over here.
Amen.
And my father, if you recall the first time you met him, he came to your office, told you all his problems. He was this and that, and you said that you didn't even look at him. You said you was busy reading something. And you told him, don't worry about it, you'll be all right in a couple of weeks or a couple of months. He said you'll be back teaching with, without too much of a problem. And lo and behold, my father followed what you told him to do, and he was back teaching.
He's running around now in 1995.
And now he's down in Honduras at your institute, and he went down there with a lot of different maladies: diabetes, prostate cancer, high blood pressure, a whole bunch of things. And he said within 2 days of being down there, he was ready to run some Olympic events.
And he did.
Wow.
Yeah.
And his sugar was down to 93. And they told it was supposed to be amputated, no longer has to be amputated.
What?
And his hair was growing back, did he tell you?
Yeah.
His hair was growing back where it was falling out. The village you are talking about is here. This is the village.
Okay, let me hold it there for a few and let's get a nice tight shot of it. Good, okay, perfect. All right.
We see the tanks of the thermal waters. This is the Usha village in Central America. And you see these tanks that house the water. They are holding tanks.
Oh.
The thermal water contains a pH of 8.8. It is not like what they have in other places. I heard that there's a hot spring in Cottonwood, Alabama. We don't have a hot spring in Honduras. We have a thermal spring. And the difference of a thermal spring is that the thermal spring is precipitated by volcanic activity, which means that the water has a high concentration of sulfur and phosphorus. Not so for a hot spring. A hot spring is precipitated through a bed of zeolite that's under the ground. And as you know, that zeolite is a mineral that boils water. That doesn't necessarily make it thermal.
So what makes the difference?
That one has sulfur and phosphorus and oxygen in large amounts.
Which means what to the body?
It means that the body is receiving a large amount of hydrogen ion concentration that relaxes the body immediately. It plays a very good role on the central nervous system. Stress is gone immediately after you enter the water. And that was the first thing that I did for the professor when he got there. I said, before you eat or go to sleep, you go down there and you take a bath. And we took him down there, he took a bath. Next day he was rejoicing.
Now what happens when stress is relieved from the body?
Well, the body begins to normalize itself and the hormones begin to take their message where they should go. When there's a nerve condition, hormones tend to contract or retain, or they don't do their work because they are held back. There's a nerve condition. Like even the muscles contract. Your face, the muscle in your face contract when there's muscle problem, when there's nerve problem. Bellman palsy is one. Bellman palsy is caused mainly by emotional reaction, and it pulls the muscle in the face to one side. And when the person relaxes again, the muscle relaxes.
So the remedy in Bellman's palsy is to get into an unstressful or relaxed state. In your situation would be to take one of these baths.
That's right. It's not one of these baths. You take bath twice a day. And then you take also the therapy, the internal therapy, which is what? The Pavana, the Cordoncillo Negro, the Cypress, and yes, my most favorite, the Drago. These are plants that you will never hear in the American Standard Pharmacopoeia. You don't even hear these herbs in the mouth of the herbalist in Honduras or in the United States. And for that matter, even in Honduras, you go to Honduras and ask people the herbs I use, they don't even know them because they're too busy reading herbal books. And they're not in the herbal books. And those that are in the herbal books are hybrid.
I wish very much that you could meet Dr. Anthony Andolph. He is, I guess they call him, you can keep it over there. He's Botanist?
He calls him an ethnobotanist.
Something, whatever.
Herbologist.
He went to school and got that. And
I don't think I want to meet the brother now. You know, not because I would not like to meet my brother, but I can't exchange or even entertain someone that has been educated. Remember I said, the reason why the healer is not healing today is because he has been educated. You want to hear a beautiful one? Above all else, Dr. David Ayensu. Dr. David Ayensu is a member of the Smithsonian Institution. There is a program out known as East Meets West, meaning African or Eastern medicine against Western. They begin to show where this African in Africa took some herbs and put on this lady's head because she was crazy. He took a knife and opened her skull. Ooh. He took some smoke and he smoked her around. And Dr. David Ayensu is talking about the herbs of his people. He's from Ghana and he's a member of the Smithsonian Institution. Dr. David Ayensu is the brother that is looking for the cure of leukemia using the pink periwinkle, the rosy periwinkle. Well, I don't know how Dr. Ayensu expects to derive from the rosy periwinkle the cure for leukemia when the rosy periwinkle is also an acid plant. And as for leukemia, we have cured leukemia long before Dr. Ayensu even dreamed of coming on with the rosy periwinkle. But we go back again, and we find that in the end of the program, East Meets West, which is approximately a 25 years old program, showing comparing Western medicine against ancient medicine. And guess who wins every time?
Ancient.
No.
What?
No. No. Western medicine, the allopathic. In the end, Dr. David Ayensu and his colleagues said, well, you can clearly see that traditional medicine, you know, is all right, you know, but it falls short because you can't really measure the dosage for consistency. So modern medicine is by far the best. And they end the program. I said, that was so beautiful. But I knew that the day would come in which the philosophy that Dr. David Ayensu is supporting and the African biomineral balance would come face to face one day. And it happened. Dr. David Ayensu called me and said, I've heard about your works on leukemia, but we are looking for the cure of leukemia with the rosy periwinkle. I said, Dr. David Ayensu, we already cured leukemia, so you could just squash that. Just go to something else. But that's 12 years ago that I told him that. 12 years ago, Black America, and still now, does not show the interest into our health and healing the way we should. All of the healers in New York, and I could call their names, they all read books. If I take Dr. Phil Valentine and Dr. Love and Dr. this, that into the forest, they would know a natural herb from an artificial one. But we can't blame the brothers.
No.
They was ill prepared because they were prepared by Caucasians.
Well,
On the subject of you're not wanting to meet up with a particular individual, this is for clarification.
Yes.
It's not that you don't want to meet them, but based on your experience of dealing with individuals who come with certain credentials and paper from the establishment or the system schools, that you know that there's a great difficulty in a back and forth and a sharing. Your response?
My response is this. We are told that the brother that the sister want me to meet is an ethnobotanist. What do they cure?
he researches different plants.
I'm only asking, what do they cure? Research is 150 years old. We could research and research and research and research and research. We want to cure. We don't want to research and just research. What does he cure?
Well, he has different plants. He tells you that you can take that will cure.
No, hold it. How does he know that? What does he cure?
He said he's been taught. He's from Africa, and he was taught by his father, grandfather, so forth. And he says he only uses plants that are from the homeland.
You mind if I ask the question again?
It's all over the world.
What does he cure?
Any disease.
He cures AIDS?
sure he does.
Well, that's good. If you cure AIDS. I'm the only individual to have diagnostic sheets showing from 5 different laboratories around the world that they have been cured of AIDS. I don't say it. I got diagnostic sheets. And that's important. Who else have those diagnostic sheets? Thank you. So I can lend myself to someone that says that it does. Where's your proof?